In this video, we're just going to look at a couple examples of some a little bit harder algebra questions trying to isolate the variable. It's not that crazy. You just got to follow your same rules. All right. So first thing I see here is I've got an x on both sides, and I see an x on top of a fraction. I can really go in whatever order I want, but I think I'm going to start by getting this x out from the fraction. So I've got 9x divided by 4. I'm going to get rid of this division. So to get rid of that, I will multiply by 4 on the left side, and then you multiply by 4 on the right side, but you multiply by the entire side. When I subtract, I also subtract from the entire side, but you have to use like terms. Here, I'm multiplying. I multiply across the entire side. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 9x is just 9x. So that gets to cancel out. I'm left with 9x is equal to, let's distribute that 4. It's equal to 8x plus 28. All right. Well, next, I still have x's on both sides. This side has less things on it, so I'm going to move this 8x over there. To move the 8x away and get all my x's onto one side, I'll do the opposite of this. So I've got positive 8x. To get rid of it, I will subtract 8x. If I do minus 8x over here, I should do the same on the left side. So I'll do minus 8x on both sides. 8x minus 8x is 0x. 0 times x is 0. 0 plus 28 is just 28. So I'm allowed to cancel that over there. I'm left with just 28 on this side. 9x take away 8x. I found that my answer is x equals 28. Let's look at one more example. Maybe two more examples. We'll see. All right, let's see. Number 2. Let's try this. 3 minus 2 equals 4 over x. So there's a bunch of things I see here. I have only one x, or one side that has x's, and it's on the bottom of a denominator. It's on the bottom of a fraction. So for that, I usually want to get the x up and out of there, but I also am able to simplify on my left side first. So let's start by simplifying over here. 3 minus 2 is 1. So 1 is equal to 4 divided by x. I just simplified that side, didn't change anything to the right side. Next, I've got 4 divided by x. I want to get the x out from the bottom there. So I'm going to multiply by x to get it out. If I multiply by x on the right side, you bet I got to do it on the left side. 4 over x times x over 1. Well, that just becomes 4x divided by x. The x divided by x cancels into a 1, so I can cross it off there. And I get x is equal to 4. Let's see one more example. How about this one over here? Final example for today. I'll leave that there if you want to keep copying, even though my hand's about to get in the way. I've got 6x divided by 2 equals 12 over 4. Now, if you really want, you can cross multiply, but I'm just going to follow the same old rules I've always followed, which is I want to get x by itself, and I'm doing inverse operations, so I do inverse PEMDAS. Here it doesn't matter, multiplication and division happen at the same time. I like to get rid of the bottom one first. I find that to be much easier. So I'll multiply by 2. If I multiply by 2 on the left side of the equal sign, I better multiply by the same thing on the right side. The 2's cancel out. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times 6x is just 6x. Now 12 over 4 times 2, well, I can put it over 1, and then I just multiply straight across. Multiplying, you just multiply the top, multiply the bottom. 12 times 2 is 24. 4 times 1 is just 4. Now, I can keep getting this x by itself, but I see here on the right side I'm able to simplify, so let's start by doing that. 24 divided by 4 is, oh, just 6. And so I simplified there. I'll just bring down my 6x. And then finally, I'll divide by 6 to get this x alone. If I divide by 6 on the left side, I just need to make sure I do the same thing on the right side. Divided both sides by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times x is x. 6 divided by 6. Now here's where crossing off might freak you out. Yeah, I crossed off here because 1x is just x. But 6 divided by 6 doesn't become nothingness. It becomes 1. And that is my answer.